Today we had a nice review, some research institutes and organizations under NASTEC purview about their performances according to the recommendations and some meetings happened sometimes back. So it was a very nice event, and today I have Dr. Sami with me. So let's ask what is about this review process and what is the way forward. So Dr. Sami, can you explain this?
Yes, thank you very much. And today meeting, this is a meeting that we call that Science and Technology Status Review. Today meeting is really as a follow-up meeting. So first of all, I would like to elaborate what is the state reviewing the Science and Technology Institution in Sri Lanka. As per the mandate Science and Technology Development 1994 number 11, and NASTEC has vested to review the science and technology institution in Sri Lanka in terms of human resources and finance in the view of endogenous economic growth. How you could support in the modern term we can say the endogenous economic growth, how we could assess and review these institutions. So NASTEC so far mapped 75 science and technology institutions in Sri Lanka under different 8 ministries, and so far we have concluded 30 institutional reviews. That's a review will usually take in 3-year round time period.
3 years.
And today we had a meeting that's in last year we concluded the review for the Rubber Research Institution and NERT, you can say National Engineering Research Institution in institutions, and National Science Foundation, and NACDA, National Aquatic Research and Development Authority, and the last one we call that another institutions, the 5 institutions, ITI, Industrial Technology Institution. So this institution was concluded, and we had the initial meeting on implementation of the review recommendations to improve the institution performance in sometime back in May this year. And this is today we had a follow-up meeting with those institutions and the relevant implementation or agencies, we can say the agencies which are playing in the key role in the implementation stages. For example, National Department of Management Sciences, National Department of National Planning, and Public Enterprises, and National Budget and Auditor General's Department. So the institutions, all the institutions that the institution which I mentioned earlier, they come their representatives and senior colleagues, and they present their findings and their bottlenecks and their challenges while they implementing these recommendations, and that was collectively addressed by all the state agencies from how we could go way forward. So the today meeting was a fruitful meeting, and there was many discussions went, and there are more way to suggestions for improving the review process and how we could address this is collectively. All those matters have been discussed. It further to pave the way to open new discussions, particularly in the card issue usually the entire sector is facing currently, and funding mechanisms and innovation performance based funding, and all those the key areas was highlighted. So hope the meeting today we successfully concluded, and as a part of this meeting and the further follow-up activities, and we will initiate some further discussions to facilitate these implementations. And also after the 6-month time we have the meeting to see the progress on these today conclusions. That's a summary of today's meeting.
So I think from Dr. Sami we got a very nice overview of this performance review meeting, and today we had a very informative discussion with the non-scientific organizations which are funding or controlling the administrative parts. So I think it's very positive movement, because sometimes these people in the administration side do not know what the science and technology area people are doing, and there were some nice suggestions that we have some segmented science activities, and this should be coordinated well. So I think that's also a positive outcome from this dialogue.
Yes, that's one thing that you have to conclude. Sorry, highlighted the two things. One is the equipment, this resource sharing. That's resources are scattered in here and there. So optimized, how we could optimize particularly the high-end equipments and how we prioritize the research, and all those were discussed. So in NASTEC, in our pipeline, we have that there are some policies. So we are the policy advising body. We could play in the policy level, policy formulation and advising level. So NASTEC, we have in our activity pipeline. There's another policy we are working, this research equipment sharing policy. There's another policy we plan in 2024 to 2030. STA master plan. That is the master plan that NASTEC will do. That master plan will address and guide this entire country and the community to how we could achieve this, to the contribution of the innovation, foster innovation method, how we could contribute to the endogenous growth in economy. So that is in come to be next year onward. We have to play what you say the interface of scientific and non-scientific interface. So that's a part of today. It's reflected in today's meeting, and we will be do some more events like this in the near future. So just I want to show, and these are the review reports we produce. We can say this is the Rubber Research Institute, this is the ITI report one, and another one we can say is National Science Foundation review reports, and this is the review report for the NACDA, and this one is NSF, National Science Foundation, and that's I already shown this ITI. So
I think these books are available
in the websites, and you can freely access, and if you can comment, and you can comment on for how we could further improve this one, and your suggestions are always welcome.
This is a very good, very nice message from NASTEC, because sometimes we feel that there's a huge bureaucracy and we don't have the access, and we don't have our voice to be heard. So I think now it is more active and be with the public, so you also have some opportunity to communicate with the policymakers, and I think we are talking about...
yes, another key point that even public, your tax money is spending for these institutions. So you can see through these review reports whether your tax money is properly utilized for the value or not. So you have open for the comments. All the reports are in our website, you can access.
So Sri Lankan Scientist Magazine always welcome these critics and communication directly to the public organizations, because it is actually our money. So you have the right to talk about this, and you have the right to call for any actions if required, right? So there are people who are ready to listen. So this is a very nice message, good message. So we encourage all the audience to come on board with us and have this discussion going on for the positive growth.